Hello, Scorpio, and welcome to my channel, Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your recent past, current energy, and immediate future for mid to end of March 2023, answering the question, what does Scorpio need to know right now? What do you need to know right now? So we have the overall energy already pulled, as well as the overall energy for the reading. I've already shuffled the deck we'll be diving into, as well as the decks for the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. Checking this on. Okay. You guys, in your recent past and up until where you're at now, you guys have been dealing with a karmic path. You have karmic path with the world in reverse here. So there's some sort of a cycle that's trying to come to a close. Now remember that the closer you get to the end of a cycle, the more intense, more emotional, more stressful things might start to feel. So you are coming to the end of closing out a karmic cycle for good. The situation could have ended already, but now you're closing it out energetically. Now in your current energy, you have shift with the Knight of Cups in reverse. So you're in a very triggered state right now. I feel like you're experiencing a lot of triggers and just emotional overwhelm. And the purpose of that is to shift, to transmute it from the negative into the positive. And so trust where you're at right now because it's happening for a reason. In your immediate future, you have water with the Strength card here. So this is, to me, this water card is about letting things flow. Water is all about flowing. It is about emotions as well, but I'm really feeling this is like having the confidence to just allow things to flow in your life, no longer feeling like you have to control or run or chase or whatever the case is, but just allowing things to flow. Now, your overall energy for the reading is think it through with Be Real. And this Be Real card is about being very honest with yourself. And I feel like it's being very honest with yourself about your past, why things had to happen the way it did, how it was a karmic path, what the karmic lessons are, and kind of processing that with the Think It Through card. And I feel like that's what's really ultimately going to create the shift. Because remember, our external world, our circumstances are created by our internal world. And so there's this need to, process through a lot of the emotions that have been blocking you from being able to step foot into your power. And so I feel like this reading is a lot about how to do that. Let's start, Scorpio, looking at your recent past. Clarifying karmic path with the world in reverse for Scorpio's recent past. Karmic path with the world in reverse in Scorpio's recent past. What is Scorpio dealing with in their recent past? Some karmic changes. Yeah, I mean, you have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse with the Tower. So some pretty not so fun changes in your recent past, but it's because things had to fall apart because it was karmic. There was something here that it didn't align with you. It wasn't meant for you. Now, these changes might feel negative, but this Wheel of Fortune in reverse to me is a card about blessing in disguise. Changes that you might not be able to fully understand are benefiting you at this time. Now, that's where I feel like the shift is happening and why I talk about reframing your past and looking at your past and seeing it as, okay, what do I need to learn from that instead of, oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened to me and I have so much to fear from it. So I definitely see that there were some not so fun changes in your recent past, but I feel like it's leading you to so much better. And I feel like even though you can't see that right now, I feel like you will in your immediate future. Recent past here for Scorpio. I feel like things that you were working on, things you were trying to build in your circumstances, like material, could be material too, like have to do with money or home you were trying to build or something like that. But it definitely, your circumstances changed a lot. It wasn't just like an emotional change. It was a lot about your circumstances changing. And I feel like I want to get more on this Eight of Pentacles in reverse here. Could have been dealing with an earth sign. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Definitely didn't have to be. I just like to call it out when I see it. Clarifying the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. The Devil. So there was an attachment to something, like an unhealthy attachment to some sort of a karmic situation. And that's what ultimately why things needed to, because look at that, with the Ten of Wands here, it was actually a burden for you. It wasn't something that supported you or helped you along your path. It was actually something that weighed you down, that made you feel burdened, that made you feel not so good about yourself. Let's get more for Scorpio's recent past, please. Recent past for Scorpio. Recent past for Scorpio. There's the Tower again. Okay, what is this Tower trying to tell us? What was this Tower? What was this Tower in Scorpio's recent past? Or what does Scorpio need to know about this Tower? Because, you know, the Tower is things falling because there was a faulty foundation. Okay. So you were only attached to something out of fear, because there was this level of like not believing that you were capable of better, or like not setting boundaries with someone or something, not standing up for yourself and your worth. And I feel like that's why this had to kind of fall apart here, was because it didn't make you happy. It might have made you feel safe, or like made your future feel safe, but it didn't make you feel happy about yourself or about your path. And I feel like there was a lot of like, well, I hope this situation gets better in the energy you were in. Like, you were hoping that things would change for the better, and then they ended up changing for the worst. And I feel like because of that, now you're having to understand and realize, and you're in the energy of feeling very triggered because of what happened, and needing to realize why this had to fall apart. And that I feel like it had a lot to do with you not fully saying that you were deserving of more. But let's see. Let's get more for Scorpio's current energy. This is what Scorpio needs to know about their current energy. More. What does Scorpio need to know about their current energy? This current energy for Scorpio. What does Scorpio need to know about their current energy? Okay, the Moon in reverse again. You need to realize that what you're going through right now, because I feel like you're dealing with a lot, like a really emotional time right now, because you have the Five of Cups, the Six of Wands, and the Moon in reverse. This is like so much easier said than like fully like realized, but you are just working through fear right now. All of the emotion and the disappointment and the everything that you see, you're working through the illusion that you have anything to fear about your future, that you've lost what you deserve, or that you've lost anything at all. Because yeah, there's the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Look at that. There is an opportunity here that is available for you, but you've got to learn to allow it, with the well here. But you're having a hard time allowing it because you have so much, I feel like, a lot of fear blocking you from it. That's why you're like, the triggers, when we feel triggered, when we feel reactive, when we feel emotional, it's because there's something there that needs to be addressed, some sort of limiting belief, or some sort of, fear-based energy that's needing to be just released from our energy field. And so a lot of times we get ourselves really lost when we start to believe those emotions, when we start to think, oh, I feel really afraid, therefore I have a lot to be fearful of, or I feel really sad, therefore I have a lot to be sad about. And when we believe our emotions, that's when we get ourselves into trouble. And the first level of awakening is really realizing that we are not our thoughts or our emotions. And in fact, the most beneficial thing we can do for ourselves is learning to process our emotions. It's not ignoring them, because if you ignore them, they're going to come up in other ways. We can't just do that. But it's learning to process them, sit with them, feel them deeply, without believing that they are telling you something about your reality, without believing that they are telling you a truth. They are neither truth or fact. They're not even really a lie. They're just kind of there. They're energy, right? And it's usually energy that's been stored in our energy field, that's been stored in our body. And so be really, cautious right now not to let your emotions get the better of you, which I know is so much easier said than done. But you are, with the Moon card. We saw it in your recent past. You were attached to some sort of situation because of fear. And I feel like that fear was, I could never have anything better, or what's meant for me, will never come. And so you were settling, ultimately, is what was happening here, Scorpio, is you were settling for something in your past. But let's see, what is Scorpio dealing with in their current energy? More energy for Scorpio's current energy, please. Because this is ultimately about letting go and letting things flow here. The Temperance in reverse. Okay, with that Six of Wands in reverse. See, you're feeling very ungrounded right now. I feel like there's a lot of frustration. And I feel like the frustration is both like, well, why did things, about this right here with the Ten of Swords, why did things turn out this way? How did I end up here? You know? Which are good questions to be asking yourself, but don't allow yourself to get caught in the victim mentality of it all. Now, even if you were, you know, if you consider yourself a victim from something that happened, be it emotional abuse or physical abuse even, or, you know, whatever it could be. And I'm not saying it has to be that intense, but if you do, you know, feel like you were a victim in a situation, then I'm not saying that you don't have the right to feel that way. What I am saying is that you have the ability to take your power back from the situation and say, what got me into that, and how can I make sure that it doesn't happen again, so that I no longer have to be fearful of that situation repeating itself, or so that I no longer have to fear not receiving what it is that I deserve. Because I do feel like there's this level of like, why can't I, like, why haven't I found it yet? Or why haven't I got there yet? Or am I behind? Or everyone else has found the relationship that they want, so why not me? Or everyone else, you know, has the financial abundance that they want, so why not me? And that mentality can, you know, remember, the universe provides exactly as you affirm. And when you're affirming, I don't have that, you know, when you're affirming kind of from a victim mentality, you are telling the universe, I don't have this. And the universe is giving you more of not having whatever it is that you're wanting. Current energy here for Scorpio. This is for Scorpio's current energy. A lot of earth sign energy. So I feel like this, either you were dealing with an earth sign, like I said, or this has a lot to do with your like material world. The Page of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, and the Six of Wands. You have a better opportunity than what has gone. And I feel like that's the biggest thing to take away from this reading, that what is meant for you has not passed you, and that what is coming is better than what is gone. And it's hard to feel that when you're, you know, when you feel so knee deep in the energy of your past. But don't spend all of your time wishing for things to go back to how they were. Spend your time hoping that things are going to turn out like they need to, in a way that's going to make you feel good. Because if things had to fall apart because it was a karmic path, you don't want to go back to that. You want to move forward to something better for you. And so I feel like that's where you're kind of getting yourself stuck right now. Be very honest with yourself about your past and realize, like, okay, you know, was that really what I deserved? Was that really what made me happy? Or was I just investing in something because I am used to fighting for things? Like, I'm used to getting treated poorly. I'm used to overgiving and not receiving. I'm used to the survival mode that comes with situations that are karmic. You know, what exactly is the belief that you've been telling yourself? All right, immediate future for Scorpio. But remember that 95% of our beliefs are subconscious. 95% of our movements, choices, decisions, responses to our reality is subconscious. So it might not be something that your first, you know, instinct is to know. It could be something that's buried a little bit deeper. So that's why I feel like you have to think it through, being very honest with yourself, going within and trying to figure out, you know, what these triggers are trying to tell you. Right, immediate future for Scorpio, clarifying this water with the Strength card. Immediate future for Scorpio. See, okay, there's the Hangman in reverse and the Hermit. It's this, like, you're holding on to something. And I feel like you're holding on to your past here in a way. Maybe not even on purpose. But energetically, you are definitely still very held on to your past. And with the Hermit here, it's like you're avoiding going within and doing kind of that inner work. Now, usually we do that because of fear. You could be distracting yourself with kind of overindulgence in things. That doesn't necessarily need to be the case, but your immediate future is to be very aware of where you're spending your time and energy, and making sure that it is invested in things that are beneficial for your you being able to ultimately close this cycle. All right, immediate future for Scorpio. Yeah, because you're stuck. You feel really stuck right now. And ultimately it feels like kind of stuck in chaos or stuck in, let me see. Let me get more on this. Clarifying this Five of Wands and Scorpio's immediate future. It's like this inner conflict. It's like chaos within. It's about this Ten of Swords. It's about this Ten of Swords you experienced. It's like needing to calm yourself, like calm your mind, calm your inner environment, because I feel like more and more like painful energy kind of keeps coming up here. Clarifying the Ten of Swords. The World. So this Ten of Swords that you're kind of working through here is what's closing the cycle. And remember, the Ten of Swords really is just like plans not going according to how you would have hoped. It doesn't mean that things aren't working out for you. It just means that they didn't go according to what you expected them to go. And that's where you learn the flow of life, right? Like I was talking about, you learn to kind of flow with the energy of what if it comes to you, let it. If it leaves, let it. It's learning to allow energy to flow to and from you, and understanding that everything is always leading you to your highest good. Immediate future for Scorpio. Immediate future for Scorpio, please. Okay. One of the things that you need to be really, really conscious about, especially in your immediate future, is to how your words are affecting your reality, because the way that you are speaking about your reality is affecting it more than you realize. When you, again, it's affirming that victimhood, right? When you walk around saying, I'm so broke, I'm so alone, my relationship sucks, or whatever the case is, you are literally asking the universe for that kind of energy. And so you want to be really careful about where your words are, because your words are keeping you trapped and experiencing the same cycle. And so try to, the Page of Swords in reverse, this is communication, but this is also perspective shift. So change your perspective on how you speak about your reality, and your reality will start to change. It's just it's gonna take work. All right. We are going to hop on over to the extended, where I'm going to jump into these messages a bit deeper, really dive into the advice around them, and then I have an actual advice card to pull at the end. So thank you so much, Scorpio, as always, for the support of my channel. I say it every week, but it really does mean the world to me, and I hope that this reading helped and resonated in a way that you were needing today. And as always, I wish you nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. Bye, Scorpio.